everyone, it's me Laura from the Papered Soul. Welcome back to my channel. I just am coming to share a project that I'm working on, and I'm using the kit from Artymaze. It's called Time Card Toppers, and you use the kit to actually decorate time cards. And this is, like I say, Artymaze has a video I was inspired by, and I thought I would do my little take on them. This is Butterflies, Bees, and Dragonflies kit. She's got one with roses and things like that. So this has been a lot of fun. I was using up all of the images that are this kind of square size right here. And there were about, I think, 14 of them. And then also in the kit, you get this size of beautiful images as well. So, let's see what else she's got. So lots of fun images. So I'm gonna try to do something fun with these as well. I'll put all the important information in the listing below in the description. And then she has fun little words: grateful, documented, recorded, you matter, beautiful moments, just breathe, genuine, and so on. So I'm gonna just kind of show you some that I made, my take on them. I put some lace on them, some book page, pattern papers, and some of my trims in my shop. This is like an orange eyelash trim there. That is really pretty. And what I made with them was what Andrea made, was with these little matchbooks that you sew and you fill them up with some journal paper. I did copy dyed paper, and I have I sewed it in right there. So you have a good amount of space for journaling. And then all of this just tucks up under there like that. You can journal on the back of this if you want to tuck it into a pocket in a journal, or you can actually adhere this down on a page and glue this way, and then serve it as a tuck. You know, it'll serve as a tuck. This one I have not sewn down here, but I'll go back and do that later. But this one also showing some pretty eyelash trim in my shop. So if you need any fun eyelash trims for embellishing, check my shop out, The Papered Soul. I'm also going to have these for sale. They're going to be listed for sale in there as well. I did coffee dyeing on the time card, and some white gesso. Andrea did that as well, and so I was just following suit. And then this one here with a little dragonfly, and it says gracious, and some more trims in my shop, and a button and lace, vintage music, and pattern paper. Here's one, again, more trims, buttons. I'm putting buttons on these as well. That one, the bees, another little bit of trim, lots of fun, and a little button there. I put collect there because bees collect pollen. This says tranquility, some lace there, and a bee. It says courage, and more eyelash trim. It's a little bit of cheesecloth, and a bee. That pretty dragonfly. This says serene and kindness. Okay, so again, all of these eyelash trims I do have available in my shop, and I also have available in my shop the time cards that you can use to create these fun little matchbooks and little journal spots. So let me make a couple here on camera with you, just to kind of show you how I laid these out. I'll put these to the side. So here's one, and I've already basically prepped, but what I did is I took a sponge and just kind of put some white gesso or white acrylic paint, you could do also, and just dabbed it all over this card front and back. Then I took some coffee and sprayed it on there, and then sprayed it on the back and let it dry. So, and what you end up having then, and I'll unfold this because it's not even been sewn yet. So, so what you have is you have your little time card like that, and it's pretty grungy looking, and you can see the coffee and everything. The gesso helps to tamp this image back a little bit and softens that, so that you can journal on it if you want to, and it just kind of ages it also along with the coffee. Then I cut 3 pieces of paper like this, just to cover the entire, you know, section here like that. So I just did 3, so you end up having a lot of little front and back spaces to journal. And then what I will do, as you can see in one of my other ones, is I sewed it right under the fold. So I put everything like it was supposed to be, and then I just sewed a little zigzag straight stitch there right up under the fold, and that way it still folds and everything, but you get that pretty little stitching on the back. And then you can see my stitching on the back here where I just run it down here, and that helps to keep that little matchbook closed. So that's how that works. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, well, I'll just keep that in there. What I'm going to do first is decorate this little part right here. And that way, excuse me, when I take it over to the sewing machine, I can sew the paper in and then this little flap, and then I can finish decorating it up here. So what I did was just took some pattern papers, and I've got 2 of those, and I inked them. I have 2 for down here, and then I have 2 for up here. That's how I'll lay that out, because I'll have some of that paper sticking out behind this focal image. So you'll just see how I put it together. This was really intended to be kind of a quick little video for you. I wasn't going to take a long time, but I just wanted to kind of, you know, try my hand at what Andrea had shared with us. And like I say, I was inspired by her. I know I, you know, decorated mine a little bit differently. Everybody's is going to look different. We all have different types of papers and everything like that, and that's the beauty of it. And then what I did is I just kind of would put that here, and then just kind of placed my other pieces of paper where I wanted it. And so I'll just, you know, kind of eyeball each one of those. They have been inked. So everything's been inked, the time card, everything like that, all the elements have been inked, just to kind of give everything a real nice aged look. And I'm just using my glitter glue for this. And so I kind of put that away kind of high up at the top, because I do want that the script kind of poking out under there. Let me make sure that's straight. Yeah. And yeah, I'll put that on. Down here is usually, here at the bottom is usually where I'll end up putting the words. And then I have some more of my fun eyelash trim. That's a silky soft trim there. And depending, like I might want it, I might want some of this up here at the top, or I just kind of had to play with it and just see what I wanted. I could put the word at the top on this one, but I might put some of this eyelash trim. So it's really just deciding, because I need to take this over to the machine. Like I'll probably do original. I'll probably have that there, and maybe a little trim. I'm probably not going to put that on yet. I'll wait. Let's do this one the same way, and let's just get this decorated down here and off to the sides the way I want to do it. So, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and finish decorating. So what I'm going to do is put this pink one here, and the reason I decorate this first is because I want to come in and sew over it. So, you know, to clamp that little matchbook closed, that helps keep it closed and holds it shut. But then I wanted the sewing to be shown or seen above these little pattern papers. So let's see here. I think I'll kind of do it like that. I'm going to take these over to the sewing machine in just a moment, and I'll fast forward it so you don't have to, you know, wait on me for that. So let me get these. So the pink is going to go over here. And so let me get those in place, kind of eyeballing where I wanted it. Like that's a good one there. Kind of right there. So these are a lot of fun. They do kind of come together pretty quickly. Let me see if I do it that way. And I'm just tore little pieces of papers until I just kind of got a nice shape that I wanted. I'm gonna put that way up high so it'll poke out. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these to the sewing machine, sew these paper pads in, and then I'm also gonna sew right here to keep that matchbook kind of closed. So I will be right back. Okay, so I have sewn the papers in, and you can see my stitching right there and the stitching on the back. And then I also went ahead and sewed a little line at the base of that little flip there that will tuck under, and that helps to hold it closed. And you can make a decision if you want the strings to hang. I've let some strings hang off of mine, and so I'll trim some, and like this one, and kind of shorten that a little bit. And then let me trim this one up. And usually what I might do is like leave some strings hanging from one corner to the next, like that. And you can always trim them out completely if you don't want those hanging. And I will show you how I folded my time card also after I get these decorated. So we have, let's see, my butterfly was for this one, and I am going to have that like that, and this is going to say original. So now you got to make the decisions of, you know, if you're gonna, where you're gonna put the trim. You're gonna just have a little in this corner, or are you gonna have some here, some at the top? Just not sure. I think, and if you did something like this at the top, you could, you know, you could do a little trim on each one, put a little button there. So just kind of playing around with how I wanted it. So let me see if I can, if I did a little there, I could put the button there. That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? And then I could actually put original right there. So I could do that one like that. I could even put just a little bit of trim up here too, at the top, just a little bit. So maybe not have that come over as far. So let me, I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue right up here. Just like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut some of this off here so I can put a little of it. My scissors are not cutting well today. A little at the top there, and then I'm going to have this little bit here, right there. And if you need to use some of the Fabri-Tac, excuse me for knocking the camera, but you can use a little Fabri-Tac for the fibers if you feel like it might adhere just a little bit better. And then your button usually does pretty good with the Fabri-Tac too. Just sometimes feel better with the Fabri-Tac than just regular glue for certain things. So I'm just going to put the button right there and stick it to my fingers. Give that a chance to dry. Let's get this down. If I think I'm going to put some trim at the top, just a little, what I'll do is just don't set this down all the way. Let me get in camera here. Like I say, I'm just trying to do a really quick video, nothing too long for you. But just get a little inspiration going. Let me flip that. I don't want that sticking. And we will do, pull this over just a little bit. There we go. And I don't put that down all the way yet. I don't think that's even. There we go. And I'm going to leave that open to kind of tuck some more little trim in there just to adhere that down. So there was glue on the back of this picture, and so I just waited and tucked that in there like that. Now, the word original might be pretty like that on this one at the top. I have been putting them down here, but that's just varying them. Just make a decision as to where you want things, and that's usually my biggest, toughest challenge with some of this is just making the decision, because there's no right or wrong, and there's so many things that you can do. And so, ooh, isn't that pretty? So see how pretty that is? That really turned out. And let's get this next one kind of finished up here. Same thing, had it all sewn up, and I've got the backgrounds prepped so that when I put this over it. And on this one I had a little bit of the maybe pink, maybe some of the maroon even, just to give a pop of color. Then I'll make decisions about, so like on this I might like the word down here, gentleness down here. So let's just go ahead and do that. If you do a bunch of these, it does kind of help you get a little better. You get a little more practice, I think, with some decision making. I really have a hard time with that, you know, just thinking which way I want to do it, committing to where to put the trims and stuff. But yeah, I think I will put a little bit of this trim up here, and I got to decide if I want, I kind of like the darker pink because it makes it pop just a little, adds a little interest. And then, you know, you could come in here with this button right here, or I kind of wonder, let me see if a white button would be prettier, kind of or a creamy button might show better. I just don't know. Kind of like that button. If I put that right there. Which one do I like the best? What I could do is put some down here under my button at the corner of that, and that would make that pop a little bit. Oh, I lost the button I like. I think I've done this to y'all before where I've been like tossing buttons all over the place. That might be a little better color matching there. Okay, so I'm not gonna overthink it too much. I could always do a green also. I'm gonna cut some of this light pink. This is variegated, and I think what I'm going to do is put a little of this, and I'll put that under a button there, and I may try, yeah, that just picks up a little pink that's in the picture, and then I'm going to put the other up at the top like that. So let's do this one up here first. I know I'm bouncing around, but I'm just trying to get my decisions laid out. so I can put it together real fast for you. But these are fun to just do up a bunch all at one time. And let's see, you could make sure I got that centered, and I leave that flap kind of open so that I can kind of tuck my little trim in there. And you can always add more glue if you feel like you need to. That's pretty. And then I've got this little lighter pink for down here, and I think I could just, let me put a little smidge of glue there and do that. And then I take my Fabri-Tac on this button. Just sticks better with the Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to put that at the corner of that word which says gentleness, and let that glue kind of get set. Got glue on my hands, so it's sticking to my hands as well. So while that's kind of, letting that dry a little and set just a little bit, I'll show you all of those again. I'll show you how once I did my, I'm going to show you how I folded this. So once I did my paint, gessoed it, coffee stained it, dried it up, you know, got that nice grungy vintage antique look to it. I cut the bottom of this off because it's just got kind of the manufacturer where I got, you know, I got these. These are also in my shop. I sell these if you want any of these for this project. But I just trimmed that off. Now it does, you don't have to. I just didn't want it on there, so I just trimmed that off. And then what, so let's just trim that off. And then I just took, here's the name and date right there. And so what I did is I folded it until I got just a little bit of the line showing under that. There's a line right there. So I did that, and then I fold this over, and that's Sunday. There's some dash lines right there. After I figured it out and figured out what's a nice fit, if you just kind of line that up with those two lines and dashed lines under Sunday, that actually is a good place to fold that. And like I say, you can decide what size you want them to be. It all works out. So that's how I folded that, and you can see such a difference in it, you know, once you grunge it up and get it all vintage looking and everything like that. So here I have, here's one that says gentleness, okay, and that's ready to go. And then I've got my little matchbook inside, notes, where you can do some journaling, and then tuck that back in there. Same thing with this, just that pretty little eyelash trim or fuzzy boa trim. This is kind of like an eyelash pom-pom trim. It's a combination. And again, you have your little, all of that. So I have all of these here to share with you again. I'll just put them in place here and let you look at the beauty of these. And check my shop out, The Papered Soul, for journaling supplies. I have all kinds of ribbons and trims and yarns and you know, paper products and guest checks and time cards and ledger cards and all kinds of stuff. So check those out. Pick you up some supplies, and check out Andrea's kits, because these are really, these little time card toppers are really adorable. And like I say, you can just have so much fun with them. Make up a bunch ahead of time and have them for your journals or to send in Happy Mail. Another thing I thought of that you could even do is you could put a little pocket on the back and tuck a little gift card. Or you could put a little tuck here, you know, and put a little gift card there for someone for their birthday, or, you know, for a friend. Maybe you need to cheer someone up. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great week. Thanks for sharing this little bit of time with me, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye.